money boats.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Freedom Hour. We are back here on Spreaker Studio and the A2 Jack YouTube channel. I'm back with my good friends Michael Kekkonen and Ricardo Navarrete. We were kind of just finishing up talking about the water restriction law that just went into place in California, also known as SB 606 and AB 1668, gradually lowering the indoor water usage down over the next 10 years. And the only other thing I'll say on this is, they're trying to use this as a solution, but another solution they could do is, they could use that, a lot more money to build more dams or to build more reservoirs, places to actually hold water if you're worried about droughts, and stop having water go down to Southern California, which has been a big issue over the last 10, 15, 20 years. And so that's just another thing. I don't understand why they put out these laws when they could be doing other stuff as well. So,
I have to disagree, because I do think that Californians use a little too much water, a little privilege, But I think we can cut water usage quite a bit given certain laws and stuff. But that one seems a little drastic.
Yeah. Well, for sure.
Yeah.
I hear where you're coming from there. Like I said, I mean, people obviously there's people that use way too much stuff, and we could do a lot to help the environment a bit, but this goes a bit far for sure. That kind of ends that. The only other thing left I want to kind of talk about on this podcast before we get things wrapped up here and going is, where we live here in Lincoln, there's tons of construction that's going on right now at the moment. We already have 48,000 people that live in the city. And when my parents moved here, I believe it was in 95, there was, I think, about 6,000 people that lived in this town, and it was the biggest growing town in America from 2000 to 2010, and it was a huge growing town, obviously, again this decade. But there's a tons of construction that's going on right now at the moment over by Turkey Creek on the outskirts of town, going that way on 193. There's some houses that are being built. We saw today construction going on over by Lincoln Crossing. There's some other construction that I believe is going to be going on over kind of by the Foskett area as well. And there's also construction over kind of by the hospital in Kaiser, where they were saying they were going to build a Safeway for many years, and now they're going to start building some houses over there as well. So I just want to get your guys' thoughts overall. Ricky, I know you've lived here for quite some time as well. Michael, I don't know how quite long you've lived here for your life, but overall, what's your guys' thoughts on the drastic growth that you're seeing in Lincoln, and kind of what the little town, I guess, is kind of starting to become into?
Wait, so did you say from 2000 to 2010 it was the largest growing?
Largest growing percentage-wise, yes.
In all of America?
In all of America, yes. Population-wise.
For 10 years straight?
For the decade. Just for the decade overall. Percentage growth, it was the highest percentage growth-wise, yes.
No way.
Jesus,
percentage.
Dude, I'm like, see, that's the thing is, dude, I still do remember when Lincoln had a population size of 8,000 people. I wasn't around when it was super tiny and just a small little town, which is one Main Street. I was around when it was 8,000 to 11,000 people, because I do remember seeing both sides. But the thing is, I just remember out of nowhere I feel like it was around 2012 or something. I just noticed it just changed. There was a bunch of people coming in, a bunch of houses being built, and then all of a sudden population sparked up to 44,000. Mm-hmm. And the last time I saw the census date from Lincoln was 11,000. What the heck happened? They jumped straight from 11 or 12,000 all the way to 40. I was I had no idea what went down. Then they started building all these middle schools and then the big old libraries, and then we got a casino. And I guess when you get a casino, you're in an official city or something. I don't know, because everybody. I feel like there's nothing super great about Lincoln. It's a nice city. No crazy crimes going down. But all we got is a hotel, a Target. We recently got a Walmart a couple years back, but it's not even a big one. I don't know. I feel like there's not much to do in Lincoln. I don't know why it grew so much. Personally, with all the houses they're building, I feel like they should be building more entertainment places. Because I feel like we always have to drive out of Lincoln to go have fun, either go to movies, to go bowling. If we had a bowling alley? No, that's what I thought too. I thought we needed a movie theater originally too, but what if we just had a bowling alley? That's it. What if, it's not as big as a movie theater. It's probably less money to build one. Like
Even
it'd be cooler to have one of those.
even an arcade or mini golf or something like that would be cool. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, dude, mini golf would be cool. I mean, there's a lot of land in Lincoln to like, all the land they're using to build the houses, like in every corner of Lincoln. They can just make some area yeah, like you said, an arcade or a movie theater or just some other place to like do something else.
How is
I
there
don't
not a
know.
Dutch Bros in town? Like, how is there stuff like
All
that that
right,
hasn't been built? Like, that's what I want to know. Like, crazy. But
there you go. All right, now
dude,
you're pleasing to the mass audiences.
bro, we were around when Rainbow Market, bro, Rainbow Market gang. Remember that?
Dude, I do remember Rainbow Market. Yeah, I do remember Rainbow Market because I was a little kid and I'd go with my dad and like I'd buy some gum that's like, what's it called? I think no, not expired. What's it called? Dated gum. No, what's it called when it's like
Big Chew?
taken off the shelf? Huh?
Big Chew?
Big Chew? No, it was like some Ouch gum. It was like a gum called Ouch, and it was like in a tin can, and it had a picture of like three different Band-Aids that were like popping like gum. It was like some red one, a green one, and like a grape one, dude. I
That's
think it
pretty
was called
interesting. Do
Ouch.
you actually remember it that
And
vividly?
like
That's
Bubba
pretty cool.
Hubba, and
Oh,
then
I
there was
remember
like
that. Oh yeah,
a Nestle. Is it Nestle or Nestle? What? How do you pronounce that
Nestle,
chocolate?
Nestle.
All right, yeah. Like then there
Nestle.
was like some Nestle ball, and inside was like a secret Disney or toy character and stuff like that. Like all these discontinued. That's what I was looking for. Like I remember going to Rainbow, and like nowadays all the stuff I got there is all discontinued pretty much. But I still remember those days, dude. I really do.
Yeah, I know. It doesn't seem like it's even that long ago either. What about you, Michael? Your thoughts on like the city growing overall, and I guess while we're on the issue, what do you think the city could use with the growing population?
Well, I think I mean it's good for the city, obviously. Making more money. I don't know how it works, but it's population growth for a city can't be bad, right? That means they're doing something good. Besides that, I kind of came into Lincoln around like 2002.
Oh, okay. So you have
No,
been around for quite a bit too, then. Yeah,
Yeah, dude, you've been
no,
around for.
no, no. 2005.
that's still. I mean,
Wait,
yeah.
yeah, around 2004, 2005. And from what I've seen, like I'm kind of like in one of the newer built houses. That kind of was like, we bought it brand new, so we kind of was like in it when it was booming. We got in it when it began booming, I should say. And I like the size that's at right now. So, but if it's growing with more houses, maybe we'll get some more stuff like movie theaters, which I wouldn't mind. So, I would say we need at least like a small movie theater. And like as Ricky said, a bowling alley wouldn't hurt, but that's about it.
Well, see, that's the thing is we
Sick
actually
though.
used to have a movie theater in town. Ricky, I'm sure you remember this too. The Heritage Church.
But
Oh, wait,
That,
is
that
it not there anymore?
No, it's not. It's just the Emmaus Church or whatever it's called now. It's not. That used to be a
sure.
movie theater there, the Heritage Theater. I remember when I went to a couple movies when I was a kid, and it's not
Didn't you
there
want to
anymore.
like have your podcast there too originally, from what I
Yeah,
remember?
I remember I mentioned how I was thinking about maybe sometime we're in town, I'll continue AJ today or something like that. And that place is
Yeah.
completely. It's just a church now. Yeah, it's like I think it's the one that has like the wings behind it on the back side of the building. That
Hmm.
used to literally be right next to Old Town. It used to
I
be a
didn't know it
theater, and it's not a theater
wasn't
now.
a movie theater anymore.
Yeah,
Or like I remember it was like a small little theater, like of something like a stage performance kind of theater thing.
yeah.
I didn't know it was like just a church now.
Yeah, I know it's crazy,
Damn,
but
dude.
yeah, no, I agree. It could use a movie theater. It could use a lot of stuff here in this town, but it's crazy how much it's grown over time. Lincoln was actually an All America city in 2006. Again, that was at the boom period when stuff was growing quite a bit in Lincoln. As you mentioned, Michael, you came here in 2005. But yeah, it's just crazy with the size of the city that there's that many people that actually are here now. And I mean, you're able to see the amount of people in the city. I mean, there's so many people that come out to just football games now every week on Friday nights for the high school to support them. I mean, I remember back when I was in high school and the bleachers would maybe be like half filled, 2/3 filled for a football game. Now almost every game I go out to cover, it's at least 3/4 filled, if not all the way full, and it's just packed full, like as if it was graduation. And so just crazy how much the city has grown over time, and it'll be interesting to see how they manage everything over this next decade and see how they do with it. But But I kind of just wanted to talk about that. But that is going to do it for the podcast. I want to thank Ricardo Navarrete and Michael Kokkonen for coming on. This was kind of a last minute thing, if you will. We decided to do this kind of last minute, and we're able to talk about quite a bit. So I want to thank you guys for coming on and doing this. This was really cool, and I will probably be doing another one of these very soon, hopefully. So thank you guys for coming on. Appreciate it.
You'll be doing one with Super Bowl predictions in the future, right?
Yes, I will, 100%. I actually going to be doing a couple of segments once you guys are gone related to that kind of stuff, and that will be it. So thank you guys very much for coming on the show, and
thank you.
Appreciate it.
For sure. Thank you for having me back on the show, Aaron. It's always nice to be on the show.
No problem. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Take care.
All right. Thanks, man. You have fun with the rest of your show.
Will do. All right. Peace.
Bye.
Later.
All right. Thanks to those guys for being on. This is Youth of the Nation by POD.
You would've known, cause I didn't kiss my mama goodbye. I didn't tell her that I loved her, how much I cared. I thank my pops for all the talks and all the wisdom he shared. Unaware, I just did what I always do. Every day the same routine before I skate off to school. But who knew that this day wasn't like the rest? Instead of taking the test, I took 2 to the chest. Call me blind, but I didn't see it coming. Everybody was running, but I couldn't hear nothing except gun blast. It happened so fast, I didn't really know this kid, though I survived in class. Maybe this kid was reaching out for love, or maybe for a moment he forgot who he was. Or maybe this kid just wanted to be hugged. Whatever it was, I know it's because we are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. Little Susie, she was only 12. She was given the world with every chance to excel. Hang with the boys and hear the stories they tell. She might act kind of proud but no respect for herself. She finds love in all the wrong places. The same situations, just different faces. Changed up her pace since her daddy left her. Too bad he never told her she deserved much better. Johnny boy always played the fool. He broke all the rules so you would think he was cool. He was never really one of the guys. No matter how hard he tried, up the thought of suicide. It's kind of hard when you ain't got no friends. He put his life to an end, they might remember him then. You cross the line and there's no turning back. Told the world how he felt with the sound of a gat. We are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. For the life the tragedies claim. No matter what you say, it don't take away the pain that I feel inside. I'm tired of all the lies. Don't nobody know why. It's the blind leading the blind. Guess that's the way that the story goes. Will it ever make sense? Somebody's gotta know. There's gotta be more to life than this. There's gotta be more to everything I thought exists.
We are the youth of the nation. We are youth of the nation. We are the youth of the nation. We
We'll be right back.